My name's Noah Martinez, and for my video essay, I decided to compare Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis with David Cronenberg's The Fly, starring Jeff Goldblum. Prior to this, I had actually never seen The Fly, so I was in for a treat when I saw that, well, one, both the stories involve a man turning into a giant bug, but two, I figured that the surface level transformations would be the most apparent in the book and in the story and the film. However, upon viewing the film, I can see that they are far deeper in connection than just a man turning into a bug. Each character has wonderful building behind them that is both tragic and beautiful in their transformations. Seth Brundle, a genius scientist, is obsessed with changing the world. He's obsessed with his work. And you can see this right from the bat. He wants people to know that that he can change the world. Not yet, not until it's, truly said and done, but nonetheless, he wants them to know. Which is what ends up happening. He ends up bringing Veronica back to his apartment, showing her the teleportation technology, and then refining it from there. He is obsessed with this teleportation technology, and you get little glimmers of it at the start. Just like how Gregor Samsa is more concerned with missing work rather than that he is now a giant bug. He is still obviously concerned that he's a giant bug, but not nearly as much as, how is he going to provide for his family. The thing about Brundle's character arc in comparison to Gregor Samsa's character arc, though, is Brundle's is parabolic, whereas Gregor Samsa's goes down. It's a consistent decay for Gregor Samsa. He is on his way out no matter what he tries to do. There is no fixing it, whereas Brundle, he goes from being this, social recluse of a scientist to having an extreme amount of confidence to the point where he shouts at a waiter in the middle of a public restaurant immediately after the teleportation, because he has come to the belief that he has been reborn as after he'd been teleported. Now, each of the characters, their obsessions are feasible, given how they started. Gregor Samsa's is inflicted by his family, and Seth Brundle's is caused by his desire to achieve. The thing is, though, that while Brundle almost gets out, he ends up getting pulled back in. If it's not becoming obsessed with teleportation as a concept, it is becoming obsessed with teleportation as a rejuvenative method. Even going so far to try and get a random woman to become a test subject so she can also experience the joys of rejuvenating with teleportation. And then once the changes become so apparent that he cannot physically ignore them anymore, his obsession, instead of trying to figure out how to turn himself back while it's there for a second, is more figuring out, how does my body work now? How do I make myself stronger? And then how do I merge with the people I love? Which is horrifying, to say the least. My evidence connecting these is that the transformations in each one, well, obviously physical, are incredibly similar. However, the thoughts and feelings of obsession are the most apparent, and the fact of the matter is that neither of them are truly in control of their lives. Gregor Samsa is nothing more than a bug to those around him, designed specifically to provide. And this isn't up for debate. That's exactly what he is in the story. He is forgotten by his family the moment he is unable to provide. They may pretend to still care about him, but it's all just kind of to save face. Whereas Brundle, he holds himself to that obsession. He holds himself to that point that he isn't in control. As much as he tries to be, he almost gets to it. He no longer, his obsession keeps him bound. These characters are truly tragic, as their stories at first seem silly that they're so similar, but it is a lot more deep and complex the moment you begin to actually compare the stories. Thank you for listening. Have a good night.